in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coconut bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coconut bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up it and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck a Febreze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Was smashing, kicking the door, waving for force, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon it formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coconut bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up it and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck a Febreze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse was smashing, kicking the door, waving for force, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting, biting.
I can bring you straight to the curricula that I use without a foundation. So this
Mike is muted. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Monday, episode 251, featuring your good brother Red Pillar. You are now rocking with the best. Yes. Aikida. No, beloved. No. We don't do the super chat. I gotta tell you, we don't do the super chat. We don't do super chat. Okay? I wish they turn that shit off. We don't do that. That's not for us. We do Cash App and we do Patreon. We don't do super chat. YouTube is, they not on the up and up. I've never received a super chat payment. I don't know where that shit goes. We do not do super chat. Okay. So peace, love, and light to the family. Welcome to Know the Ledge. Welcome to KTL Media Melanin Monday, episode 251. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate y'all. All right. We have an early show tonight. You already know what it is. Make yourselves comfortable. We're about to do the roll call. You know what I mean? So we can see who is in the building. Shout out to everybody. All right. Let's go ahead and start this roll call. You dig? Let's go ahead and start this roll call. All right. Try and get this background. Give me 1 minute. Gotta fix these lights. I get my studio lights. All right. So we got Harlem in the building. Shout out to Harlem in the building. Peace to the Harlem family. You dig? Shout out to the Harlem family. I see you. All right. We got Mississippi in the building. We got Stone Mountain in the building. We got East Flatbush in the building. We have Frisco County, California. We got LA in the building. We got Brooklyn. So we got San Fran and we got Kyle. Kyle, do you know more power? Y'all should introduce one another because it seems that y'all live in the same vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Even you in Frisco County, you know what I mean? We need to link up with each other. You dig what I'm saying? It's bigger than me. I'm not gonna be here forever. It's bigger than me. When y'all see people on the roll call from your city and whatnot, you should reach out. Don't be creepy though. I'm talking about respectfully, but definitely link up because that's what this is about. You know what I mean? It should extend from just the focal point, which is yours truly, and begin to develop in some type of create like a meetup, a study group. You feel me? A day where y'all just link up and build and whatnot, and a small business organization. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Have a hackathon or something. Y'all in San Fran, create a hackathon. That's what this is about. Okay. DMV in the building, Rome in the building, Rome, Georgia in the building, Staten Island in the building, Detroit in the building. We got Cali in the building. We got Iowa in the building. We got Palm Beach in the building, Dayton, Ohio, and whatnot. Is Dayton there? Boise, Ohio? Cincinnati is here. Los Angeles is here. You dig? Albany is in here. Okay. Albany in here. 7 miles to Belle Isle. You dig? Brooklyn. Brooklyn. All right. The Bay is heavy on consciousness. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Indeed, indeed. All right. Paris in the building. All right. Paris in the building. We got Tucson in the building. We got Essie in the building. Virgin Island in the building. All right. Yes, yes. Trenton is here. All right. Cincinnati. We got the Natty in the building. NC in the building. You dig? Yes, yes. Memphis is here. Who's popping? Ireland and whatnot. St. Louis is here. All right, we deep. A peace to everybody pulling up. They just found operation for. You gotta be a little more clear with what that is. I don't understand. Charlotte, all right. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Pittsburgh. You feel me? We need y'all down here on the islands. What islands is that? I might ask. What islands is that? Might I ask? Oh, they found 4 soldiers dead in a container. Damn. Shit crazy, right? It's crazy in this race. You know, that's a whole rabbit hole that we'll eventually have to go down one day. Um, I did episodes years ago when I was talking about In Too Deep. And in the In Too Deep lecture, I kind of went down the rabbit hole of the deep state. And we unpacked the whole, what they call a rat line. And we brought that to the community in like 2017. And we were talking real heavy about the rat line and whatnot. Why y'all triggered with Pee Wee Herman? What happened? He did something to you? You all right? You okay, nigga? Cahokia Mounds. You know what I'm talking about? Chesapeake, Virginia, Oakland, Atlanta, via Bridgeport. All right. Shout out to the ATL, KTL, and the ATL. Um, yeah. What was the island that y'all was talking about? What was the island that y'all wanted us to pop up and do something on? I didn't catch I didn't catch that state and whatnot. You know, because I'm all with the islands. Okay, the Geechee Gullah Islands. You know, I've been to the islands. I've been to what's that? The Sepets. I always pronounce it the wrong way. Let me go and pull it up. Mm, what's the name of that beach? Yeah, Sapelo Island. Sapelo, I think it's called Sapelo Island. I believe that's where it's at. Beautiful, beautiful island. You know, beautiful island. Home of Chadwick. Yeah, you got to take like a boat to go over there. You know what I'm saying? Shit is beautiful though. Yeah. So you just tap in with me, man. You know, if you want to do something, you know what I'm saying? It's if it makes sense, then it could happen. Yeah, I passed through Buford as well. Had some seafood out there a few years ago. Buford is beautiful. It's very white though. You know what I'm saying? I felt the energy when I was looking at those Spanish moss trees and whatnot. You could feel the energy of the ancestors. It's not the best energy though, but it's very thick down there. Everywhere it's very swampy and whatnot. It's a heavy presence of ancestor energy all up and down the coast and whatnot when you're driving from from Savannah and down into the Carolinas and shit, you know? Shout out to all of that. You dig? Shout out to Inglewood. Is this Inglewood, LA, Inglewood, Cali, or is this Inglewood, Chi-Town? Because, it's different Inglewoods, right? You dig? The whole low country is Gullah Geechee. Yeah, shout out to all of y'all, man. Y'all have a beautiful, I love the low country. Food is great. The energy is dope. Um, what's the name of that tree? I'm getting uh Angel Oak. Is that the name of it? Angel's Oak. That's the tree, right? I believe that's in South Carolina, near Charleston. Let me pull that up. Let me see. Angel's Oak. Beautifulest trees that I've ever seen. You dig? Yeah, Angel Oak. Powerful, powerful tree. Powerful energy coming from the tree and whatnot. And it was told to me that that's where they was hanging people from back in the days and whatnot. If you're ever in the Carolinas, I would highly suggest, if you wanted to go sightseeing and things of that nature, and you wanted to really tap into some ancestral energy and whatnot, go and make that visit, go and make that pilgrimage. Just touch the tree. I was gonna say touch the wood, but I pause. go ahead and touch the tree, and you'll feel the energy that the tree has. You could just look at it, and you know that the roots of damn near every fucking tree in the Carolinas is probably connected to this tree right here. You know, very powerful tree. You know what I'm saying? Very, very powerful tree. Angel oak. You dig? Angel oak. Somebody said Royal Oaks. Yo. Okay, Inglewood with the E. Yes, yes. Four dead in Lake Lanier, Georgia. Yeah, them the lake is acting up. Oh, that the lake is acting up, ain't it? God damn. They had an electrocution. They had did I attend the Forbidden Conscious Awards? You know what happened yesterday? Let me tell you what happened. So I did a live. And no, I didn't do a live. Or did I do a live? Let me think. I didn't know. I didn't do a live. What happened was what the hell was I doing? I was doing something on Saturday. Pardon me, because I'm mixing up sacrilegious Sundays with what I was doing on Saturday. But I was watching. Damn, what the hell was I doing? Whatever it was, I made a bet with myself, right? I said, because I had already got the phone call, yo, why you not down here? Everybody down here. You pulling up? And I was like, yeah, I'm pulling up. You know what I mean? So I said to myself, I'm finna bet on this fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spend a little bit of money betting on the fight because I feel good about what's about to happen. So of course I bet on Bud Crawford because I was familiar with Bud throughout the years and whatnot. And I just seen the work that he was able to put in. And I know I was like, my instincts was telling me this man is gonna do what he's supposed to do. He's gonna do what he said that he's gonna do. I just know seriousness when I see it. So when I watched the press conference and I saw how Spencer and the people in the audience who was attached to Spencer, how they were acting, right, real niggerly, I said to myself, yeah, I don't want to, he's going to lose because one of the things that I go with is the loudest nigga in the room is the weakest. And then somebody had threw Muhammad Ali's name out there. And I'm like, yo, these are modern day rules. I don't know about I wasn't out there in the 60s and whatnot. So I don't know how that shit was going because Muhammad Ali, he was not a fat mouth. He wasn't the loudest mouth in the room, but he did have a big mouth though, but he did back it up, right? But it wasn't ignorance. He wasn't niggardly. You understand what that means? He wasn't on some nigga shit. You feel me? He was popping shit, but he was spitting rhymes. He was intimidating his foes and whatnot. He said he was psyching them out. And later on down the line, he did get his shit rocked a few times. But nah, I'm also focusing on this generation. I'm speaking from a specific this generation, these loudmouth niggas, the newer generation, like Generation X and Z, these skinny loud niggas. Yeah, they don't be the ones they can't fight. They loud like that because they don't got no hands. You feel me? The ones that are deadly, they really come to do what they say that they're gonna do, right? They quiet, you know what I mean? They come and spray the fucking party and they out, you know what I mean? They gonna do what they came to do and they're not gonna make too much noise and they're gonna move in silence. So I'm like, yeah, he's about to rock this nigga. So I put the bet on it and he rocked him. I'm talking about he washed that boy to the point where I'll never ever in my life watch Errol Spencer fight again. I don't want to see him fight. I'm not impressed at all. I'm not buying into the hype. He's done for me. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I won. I booked my flight at midnight. You know what I mean? Start maneuvering, moving shit around, washing clothes and shit like that. I'm like, fuck it, I'm out. The flight was at 11 a.m. I made a call Was gonna get it shape up at 8 a.m. I got up around 6:30. Start putting myself together. Something told me check my email. I checked my email. What was it? I think it was it? It was Delta. No, it was American Airlines flight canceled. Right, they canceled the 11 a.m. flight, and then they pushed that shit to 5:30, and then I would arrive in Miami at 8 o'clock, and then the awards had started at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So I say to myself, uh, that's the ancestors talking. Because when shit like that starts happening, I don't push against it. You know what I mean? Because bad enough, I got to get in a plane, and I don't like. I'm on my BA Baraka shit. I really don't like being in the skies like that all the time, especially if I really got to go somewhere, if I really need to be somewhere, then I don't even think about it. But when I'm just lollygagging and I'm just doing I'm popping out and everything, if I see any type of resistance, I don't push against it. So when I saw that, and I was like, who comes into a movie the second hour into the movie talking about, yo, what happened in the first 2 hours that I missed? I'm not trying to be that nigga. So I wasn't trying to waltz into the arena at 6:30 and whatnot. No, at 8:30, asking dudes, yo, did Rich and them perform yet? So I just had to take that L and sit this one out and let my brother and the rest of the gang represent for us. And according to what I heard and whatnot, it was a beautiful event. It was a beautiful event. Blue Pill did a live today, which I'm gonna upload when I get off of this platform, when I get off of the show tonight. And then I had the Patreon class, matter of fact, with Chicago Crypto at 4:44. So I'm like, how the hell could I do a class and these dudes is booking my flight at five and change? I thought about the patrons. I said they more important than me being on a plane because I don't want to give nobody excuses. Bad enough. And then to show you how it works, then Chicago hit me. Bully had hit me, and he had some family engagements. And he was like, "We're gonna have to do this at 8 and change and whatnot." So theoretically, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm here now. I'm here. I'm where I'm supposed to be. How about that? And whoever was in Miami, they was where they were supposed to be. I saw the red carpet. It was spectacular. It was spectacular. You know what I mean? It was definitely spectacular. You dig? You want to talk about the lab that they found in California? Yeah, let's talk about it. What lab did they find in California? They found a bio lab. Oh yeah, the Chinese lab with the COVID shit, right? With the C9. Yeah, yeah, right. What they finna do about that? What they finna do about that? Yeah, that's crazy. The dead albino mice and the C19, right? So what's the repercussions to something like that? I would love to know. What is the repercussions to something like that? Do they declare war on these people as a result of that? Because I promise you, if they found something like that in China and it was a USA lab and whatnot, there would be some crazy say this shit would be going down. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to gauge where is this finna go? Because once again, you know what I mean? And there's a heavy Asian population in quote unquote California, right? So I'm like, I wonder what's gonna come out of that. You know what I'm saying? All of this uh, anti-Asian rhetoric that they was pushing and whatnot. But these people may come to find out that they was in cahoots with spreading some shit in the States, you know? But I don't even like talking about the China shit because, it's a quagmire. There's a lot of different, you know what I mean? There's a lot of you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to pin it down, man, because America and China be working hand in hand and they be rocking people to sleep as if they're foes and whatnot. But when you really dig into it, these motherfuckers is really in bed with each other. Real talk. I literally went for the article and that shit was not on the internet, you know. So was anybody in the building last night for the Joan? Was anybody in the building for Billy's award last night? I want to hear some feedback. I could bring Blue Pill on, but you know, you said this ain't no they closing Tyrone. It's as close to it as we can get, right? We just all collectively watched a movie about them discovering some type of wet labs in the hood, right? Where we probably wouldn't even think, our minds are not even um, designed to the point where we could even fathom somebody setting up labs in our hood. You know what I mean? Especially, in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even think something like that could happen in our hood. But I'm here to let you know, you'd be so surprised what the hell is going on underneath your feet. You feel me? You'd be so surprised to know what the hell is going on underneath your feet. So now, for them to stumble upon this Chinese lab, it really raises a lot of questions. It really raises a lot of questions, man. You know. And yes, the patent for it came from the US, right? And then they went overseas and they set up their little thing and whatnot. And I believe they were in Taiwan, right? So the shit crazy, man. Africa is being shaken up once again. There's some heat going down in Niger, right? And it points to the culprits that we've been pointing out to you on previous shows. Mother Russia, by way of who? By way of the Wagner Group, okay? By way of the Wagner Group, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up because we may see intervention take place because France is talking about taking military action as a result of this coup, right? And here we have Niger coup backers wave Russian flags and attack French embassy as Wagner mercenary boss offers support. So we have the Wagner Group, or what they call the Wagner Group, right? Once again, popping up. Okay, these people are now in the news. They're in the news cycle, and I don't think they're going anywhere. Okay, so the Wagner Group is a mercenary group that is financed by the Russian Federation, right? They're able to go in places like Africa and commit war crimes. This is a mercenary group that is comprised of ex-military, KGB. They passed a law because of the ongoing conflict in the Ukraine, and they were having problems with their manpower and whatnot. They passed a law where they could begin recruiting out of the jails. Think about that, y'all. Think about that, y'all. The jails, they were able to recruit mercenaries out of the jails. Now, when you think about it, for everybody, think about the fact that there's 2 million plus in these American jails, right? They got our people locked up on these plantations and whatnot, over 2 million plus. It's more rappers in jail than it is at certain labels and whatnot. They can have a full summer jam if they rounded up these niggas that's behind bars out of to come from the industry and whatnot. They can have a whole summer jam. They can have a We Are the World benefit farm aid concert. So the possibilities in the future, if war and conflict breaks out, that they could go ahead and tap a lifer, you know what I mean? Niggas doing life and whatnot, and offer them freedom to fight for the United States of America. That's tantalizing to some people. I know motherfuckers will sign up to that in the drop of a dime. They will sign up to that in the drop of a dime. So that actually happened in Russia, right? They went into the jails and they got them niggas up out them jails, them hardened criminals, to fight for this mercenary group, right? Now, it's also been rumored that inside of the mercenary group, they have neo-Nazis and white supremacists. And then when people hear that, they say, no, there's no white supremacists in Russia. Nigga, they're in the fucking jail. You know what I'm talking about? That if they heavy in the Ukraine and the Ukraine borders Russia, what make you think that they're not inside of the Russian jails? What make you think they're not inside of the Russian army? You know what I mean? Don't think that white supremacists and Aryans and neo-Nazis, they stop at the fucking border. Like, let's be clear. Let's not be so naive. So these Russians are in Africa. They're in Syria. They're in Libya. And they have accumulated a lot of power over the years based off of their conquest and whatnot. So due to their conquest, they've taken over oil fields in Syria, right? They've taken over oil fields in Syria. Okay. They've taken over gold mines in Africa. They're running the CAR, the Central African Republic. As a matter of fact, let's go to the files. Let's see if we could pull up some files and whatnot, so we could comb over some of this information that we put out, because these are big players in any type of war that's coming forward. If you're watching this and you are in the armed services, young G.I. Joe, you G.I. Joe and G.I. Jane, if you're watching this, you would want to study these actors, because these are the actors that more than likely you're going to come up across. And even people who've been in the armed services, you know, if you had any tours in Iraq and whatnot, then you may have come across these mercenaries, especially if you were in Syria. You know what I mean? You know about the Wagner Group, you know what I'm saying? Because they were there. They were the ones that were fighting when they were fighting ISIS, I believe, around that time, and they were inside of the Syrian conflict, and they were fighting on the side of the president, right? So that was your ops, you know what I mean? But let's check them out real quick. Let's just do a little briefing. What we're doing right now is a debriefing, okay? We're doing a debriefing. You know, I'm a proponent of private military companies, because my theory is niggas don't have nothing else to turn to at this point in the game anyway. You can't be in a gang because that's an automatic RICO. Really don't want to be a rapper, you know what I mean? Because that's another RICO. You can't be a drug dealer no more. Cartel took that over. You're just going to be a customer, you know what I mean? You're not a boss. You're just working for not even El Chapo. Whoever took over for El Chapo. El Capo, nigga. You know, you can't be in the streets doing any type of street activities, because that's all washed up right now. So basically, you would want to, and like I said, it's so many people that came back from the war and whatnot. These niggas, what are y'all doing? Day trading? Y'all doing Forex or something? Like, what are y'all into? You know what I'm talking about? Y'all did all of that. Y'all did all of them tours of duty and whatnot. Yeah, I know what y'all doing. Y'all niggas is lit on PlayStation, right? Y'all the ones that's like the top ranked Call of Duty players and shit. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, y'all active. And my theory is once you active, you can't get unactive. You might as well keep on killing. You know what I'm talking about? You might as well keep on killing, keep on drilling. You're not gonna take your neighborhoods over. You're not gonna boss up on the gangsters. So why not form a PMC and get paid? Because there's contracts. You could get government contracts to basically hold it down. If you become a PMC, you could pitch your services to African leaders. You could pitch your services to Caribbean leaders. You could pitch your services to the Southern South America. You know, many different places where there's heavy conflict and whatnot. You could pitch your services to protect Haitian politicians and business owners. You could pitch your services to drop into any type of zone that's unstable, and you got drones, you got rocket launchers, AR-15s, M16s, you know, all of the weapons that you need to basically protect your clients. It's big bags in that. You feel me? It is big bags in that. So that's what a PMC is. Think Blackwater, right? But after the Blackwater situation with Eric Prince and them, the shit exploded and whatnot. So now you have different private military corporations all around the world. But one of the biggest ones, and the one that's making the most noise right now, and now they've gotten global recognition through the failed coup against Vladimir Putin, right? They tried to run down on Vladimir Putin, and they was gonna ride up in Moscow and whatnot. So that's the Wagner Group, okay? And they have a stronghold in Africa. Because right now, at the end of the day, you know, all of that, yo, I'm going to Africa on my RBG shit, and we're gonna rescue the people, you know, Black Power, you know what I'm saying? I'm bringing my Garvey books. Like, that's a fucking crock of shit, and you know it is, and we don't want to hear from you niggas no more, because if you're not rolling up in that bitch with some tanks, if you're not jumping out of the fucking airplane or the helicopters on some G.I. Joe shit, you need to stay your ass back in the projects. You know what I'm talking about? Hang it up, my nigga. Just become security in CVS, because I heard that thefts are rising at 100%. You could be top flight security. You could miss me with all of that. We finna save Africa, Pan-African, well-wishing romanticism. I'm not buying it. Because niggas with, you know, the big boys is out there playing big boy games. So we need to wake up and snap out of that fake ass fantasy island shit. Where's Tattoo at? You know what I'm talking about? This ain't it. I'm tired of the fantasies. Let's deal with reality. And the reality is that there's big stakes at, you know, it's big stakes right now. And you niggas ain't talking war. You're not talking you're not using the right language. You're blowing smoke up your own asses. Real talk. And those of us in this community, we actually sat back for years and we bought into the bullshit that y'all was selling and whatnot. But when we look up, Africa still don't know nobody from America. They only know Black Lives Matter, right? And them niggas is too moist to go over there and make anything happen. They still kidnapping children. They still raping the continent, taking all of the minerals and resources, and nothing has changed. Not a fucking thing. And now we got to deal with Russia and China basically taking over the whole continent. They're stealing all of your lunch money, because we had the opportunity to go over there and set up shop and whatnot and to help these people. But it was all talk. It was all talk. And y'all niggas are still arguing with the indigenous people who are over here talking about, why don't you go to Africa? Nigga, why don't you go? Where the fuck are you at? Why don't they know you over there? You don't make no mark. You don't got no mark over there. Y'all be going on vacation, and the only person that I see running around Africa is Chaka Bars. The rest of y'all be on vacation, playing around in the sand in Egypt, making sand castles. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas is just in Egypt making sand castles. Y'all not really on the continent making no real moves and whatnot. So cut it out. Sit down. So the Wagner Group. So now the neo-Nazis is running shit, right? They took control of the oil fields. They got control of the diamond and the gold mines. They basically are becoming nigger rich off of the continent, right? They're eating big plates and whatnot. They are doing you know, they doing what they do. You know, they're doing what they do. Like I said, this is really Russia, but Russia can't necessarily have boots on the ground. The Russian Federation can't have boots on the ground. So they're working through the mercenary groups, similar to how America was working through Kellogg's, KBR, they was working through Blackwater, they was working through all of their military contractors or their PMCs and whatnot, or their privateers, like how the CIA will basically arm rebel groups with weapons and whatnot to do their dirty work. It's the equivalent of a shooter. I be watching the Chirac shit on YouTube. Yeah, it's like that. You know, like old 51s and the old blocks and 600s, and yeah, they getting shooters from different groups to go drill niggas. You feel me? But they provide them with the guns, they provide them with the cover, they provide them with a lot of things. They provide them with the finances and stuff like that. And this is what's going on. You know what I mean? But Wagner Group is also accused of a lot of atrocities on the continent, right? But it's almost like the lesser of two evils. Okay. So in Darfur, right, in Sudan, right, where there's a big remember y'all, we talking Sudan, we talking, this is Kemet. We talking to Sudan. For everybody that's, yo, my ancestors. Yeah, well, that shit getting ran through right now, and you're not there. And you don't even know what's going. There's a civil war tearing that shit to shreds and whatnot. And on one side, Russia is backing this general right here. You know what I'm talking about? And you know, they are, if they win the war, they are poised to seize on a lot of quote unquote trillions of dollars worth of resources. Because what Africa does, they basically pay these mercenary groups to protect them with their oil and their gold reserves, right? And they set up these shell corporations and they just start digging and they start basically extracting all of the resources up out of, the places that they've been hired and contracted to protect. They did that in Syria. They were promised the proceeds from the oil fields that they helped to liberate. And they liberated like three major oil fields. So they get a quarter of the revenue coming out of all of those oil fields. Do you know how much bread that is a day? Okay. So this man, the leader of the Wagner Group, he's become a billionaire based off of his exploits on the continent. You know what I mean? So their influence has grown so great that there is a revolution going on across the continent where France, mostly France right now, is being targeted, right? The what do they call it? The Francophone, the whole region where France was running shit is getting ran out, right? By the armed resistant groups who are pulling out military coups, but they're being backed by Wagner. You know what I mean? They're being backed by Wagner. They're being supported by Wagner, right? Sudan, Russia, Wagner's group in a grab for power and gold, right? So this is going to be the new quote unquote colonizers, for better words, on the continent. You know what I mean? And they're going a little harder than China because they're active. They at war. You know what I mean? These are mercenaries. Their guns go off and whatnot. So here's their engagement in Africa, right? They have multiple tiers of engagement. Some are political, some are economic, some are both economic and political, some are military and political, some are all three, military, economic, and political, right? So as you can see, they are heavily trenched on the continent, right? And their influence is what's giving our brothers and sisters on the continent the quote unquote the push that they need to begin to push France to fuck up out of there, and also by proxy the USA, right? Now, one of the reasons why Russia, okay, one of the reasons why Russia is so attractive to Africa is because Russia, or what they call Mother Russia, is against the LGBT shit. They're against all things quote unquote Romanistic. Now you got to remember, even though in Africa they're still dealing with a form of Orthodox Christianity, they're still dealing with a form of Orthodox Islam in a sense, right? They're holding on to their traditions. They're very religious on the continent, and they want to hold on to the traditions. So the West is being painted as Sodom and Gomorrah. The West is being painted as Babylon. The West is being painted as corrupt. They're watching what the hell is going on in the culture wars that are taking place in the West. Because remember, Donald Trump really shook things up globally. He exposed the fallacies of the internal war that was going on in the United States of America. People were not used to seeing white people in America fighting each other. They were used to seeing white people put their boots on our necks, right? So Donald Trump exposed the fallacies of the bipartisan parties and whatnot, and he really pulled the pants down of the media and also the Democrats. So people in Africa is like fuck all, because remember they were going in Africa acting like a moral force, right? They were acting like they were bringing morality to Africa. They were civilizing the savages. They were trying to bring morality and telling them what's right and what's wrong from a democratic standpoint. But Donald Trump exposed that, and then Putin really exposed that, right? So then when the whole thing happened, when they invaded the Ukraine, you know what I mean, the illegal war in the Middle East, all of these things with these quote unquote these administrations, from Obama, what they did in Libya, to George W., what they did in Iraq, his father, war criminals, Dick Cheney, pause, all of them, and then with Donald Trump exposing them, and then with Joe Biden coming in there, they like, nah, fuck that. We our eyes are wide open. You niggas is ops. We're not falling for the bullshit no more. Don't tell us. Don't come in here with your chin up. Don't come in here beating on your chest. Don't come in here telling us what to do. You know what I mean? I don't have my African accent right now, but I will have it for you niggas one day. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell us what to do. Don't come in here, America. I don't want to hear from they telling us about morality. No. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear that shit. So this is the Wagner Group, right? These are their allies. So we could see the chessboard and whatnot. Because this is going to play very prominently into World War III, right? I'm not a doom and gloom type of person. I don't have a dystopian outlook on life. You know what I mean? I would rather my worldview is balanced. However, I'm not what they call a denialist. I'm not going to deny what I see. I see the writing on the wall. And what I do see is almost like, when they picking out the teams and whatnot to play like 21 on a basketball court or 5-on-5, I'm seeing the teams getting picked out. You feel me? It appears that the teams are being selected and whatnot. And of course, on one side is like the USA and definitely Israel. Those are the what you would call the usual suspects. And then all of the NATO countries, France and all of that shit, all of the colonizers. And then on the other side, you have Iran, you got Russia, you got China, right? Basically the BRICS, all white BRICS, all white BRICS. Yeah, that part, BRICS, right? With the exclusion of South Africa, in my humble opinion. You know what I mean? And they're building up these different actors because it's the theater of war. It's still a theater, still not real. It's still a theater, still a play. But it's a play that has real consequences. Real people die, B. So these are the allies of Wagner: the Russian armed forces, Syrian armed forces, Libyan National Army, and they don't got that many allies. They got a lot of opponents. right? Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Islamic State, right? They helped to wipe out ISIS. Al-Nusra, the Syrian National Army, the Syrian Democratic Forces, the Libyan Army, the Ansar al-Sunna, the Coalition of Patriots for Change, the United States Armed Forces, the Russian Volunteer Corps, the Freedom of Russia Legion, Combat Organization of yeah. And they've had many different conflicts. Okay, many different. They've been getting busy for a minute, right? So they've been fighting in Crimea. They've been fighting the Syrian civil war, right? Multiple excursions in Syria. They've been involved with the South Sudanese civil war. They've been involved with the CAR civil war, which is the Central African Republic, right? So they were accused of the Bombato massacre, the Agbado massacre, right? They were involved in the second Libyan civil war, the Sudanese revolution, the Venezuelan presidential crisis, the insurgency in Cabo Delgado, the Mali War, and the Mali War is, as you can see, the Mali War is over. They kicked France out, and they have a young ruler in Mali, and basically Wagner is entrenched in Mali now. The Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Battle of Donbass, the Battle of Popasna, Bakhmut, Solidar, right? And then you had the Wagner Group rebellion when they try to run up in Russia. So yeah, these niggas get busy. You know what I'm talking about? They getting busy and whatnot. And yeah, that part. Okay. So that's who they are. And if anything were to ever go down, like I was saying, I'm just giving advice. Like if I was homie from the Boston Celtics who just got that bag and whatnot, he's like, yo, I'm gonna build Black Wall Street. And you know, that's family. That's shout out to Dice. That's my fan. That's my peoples and whatnot. KT, you know, he deals with my network, the brother from Boston. What's his name again? You know what I mean? He got the biggest contract in the NBA. Because he said he want to start Black Wall Street, as he should. But before you start Black Wall Street, right? Resurrect the private military army. Because if in your press conference, if you say, yo, I want to start a private military corporation, Jaylen Brown, talk crazy to these niggas. That's how you talk to these niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you don't show your hand, but that's how you talk to these niggas. I'm gonna start a private military corporation. Yeah. A group of soldiers, because the streets is eating them up right now. I'm gonna start a military corporation to protect, you know, Black businesses abroad and domestic. You know what I mean? But he already showed his hand. He said, I want to build a Black Wall Street. Oh my goodness, Dr. Presses. You said that in Boston too, out of all places. I just was in Boston when we did the lecture. Yeah, they're not trying to hit that shit. You know what I mean? That's one of the most racist states in the East Coast. If you don't know. So he needs to be protected at all costs. We were seeing the makings of that with the INFACT, right? Not to say that they were going to be the ones, but that's as close as we have come to seeing a group of military-minded, quote-unquote, armed militia come together underneath the umbrella of a private military corporation, right? I don't know if that's what they were defining themselves as. However, you know, that's the closest that we got to seeing our people, how that shit would look like. 10,000 hammers. I made a rhyme about that. I never released it. It was a track called Red Summer. It's on a new album. But, you know, I talked about it. You know what I mean? Because on that 4th of July in 2020, that was a sight to behold. I ain't going to hold you. I ain't gonna. They say gonna trade him to Oklahoma City. You feel me? Now, if he get traded after receiving that humongous contract, you don't need to wait to hear what I gotta say about it. You already know what it is. You know that Boston was like, oh hell to the nah, and they made that phone call, and they got my nigga shipped up out of there because it's just a little too much for them to deal with. I wish the best to that brother, and like I said, I ain't even gonna talk about nothing else on the show dealing with the brother. All hell to his vision. But what I do know is that some group of millionaires should be coming together very soon to prepare our brothers who are and sisters, because y'all gonna be fighting too. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all gonna be fighting too, because y'all said that y'all equal. So we putting grenades on y'all, and we gonna, you know what I mean? Y'all jumping out the motherfucking plane with us. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all fighting with us. And I just feel that it's time for that, respectfully. And you don't gotta apologize for even thinking like that. Because if they're doing it, right? If everybody else is doing it, why the hell we not? Why we not doing it? We don't gotta apologize for having a private military corporation. It's legal. It really is. You know what I'm saying? And we need some shit like that. Shout out to the Nation of Islam and the Fruit of Islam. They don't have burners and whatnot. They'll karate chop a nigga, and they'll stop a nigga with the karate chop. But no, we need somebody with the karate chopper. That part. Niggas shooting lasers at this. These little niggas coming outside, Call of Duty weapons. We need karate chopper. You know what I'm saying? We could do the hand-to-hand combat, but the front line gonna have to have them choppers. Yes, hire them to cover your protest. You know what I mean? Hire them to cover the black men and women who make moves overseas. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a force. You feel me? Be for hire. Be for hire. And you'd be surprised. They got money for you across the sea, across the pond. They got money for you. They will hire you. So we need that. Because if that doesn't happen, it's a Rappington. Blackwater, they was relocated. Yeah, they're Atlanta based. Stop playing. I didn't know that. I know that they renamed it XC. I didn't know that it was Atlanta based. Let me go and do my digging. And then make it so much that they free the homies. You know what I mean? Because think about it. You have what happened to that bro, he's in jail. We talking about what happened to him. Why don't you just do a Google? Grandmaster J is doing 7 years. What happened to the FOI? Nothing happened to them. They still outside. They still outside. But they don't deal with weapons. I'm talking about weapons. I'm talking about hammers. You feel me? With scopes on them. Long extendo clips. I'm talking about heavy metal, my nigga. And I ain't talking about Bon Jovi either. That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? Respect to everybody that's out here that will karate chop a nigga down. You know what I mean? Pound town. You know what I mean? Chop a nigga down. All right. But I'm talking about, with them. I'm talking about them switches, and not the ones that grandma was telling you to go get. Not the one that grandma was telling you to go get. Them other switches. You feel me? Yeah, unfortunately, the brother was allegedly, he's in the feds. I need to see the pictures though. Respectfully, I need to see the yard pictures. I need to, you know what I mean? I need to see him on the yard so I know it's real. You know what I mean? Nigga said that they took him off that I need to see the pictures on the yard so I know it's real. But yeah, they said he got 7 years for waving a hammer in Kentucky, and the feds got him. You feel me? So they basically dismantled that whole movement. So it's a lot of dudes with the hammers. You know what I mean? Who's running those 10,000 eligible recruits? Who got them? So you have able-bodied men and women who they showed us in 2020 that they exist. Although they may have dissipated now, they showed you, because I was counting the heads when they was at Stone Mountain. It was a lot of them. So whoever, they're out there, and there's more of them now. So I'm a proponent of the private military corporations, because the way that this chess game is going down, you're going to be stuck in the middle, and we need solutions. Because whatever the build up for World War III is looking like, we don't. The only thing that they have, the only position that they have for us is for the front lines as the help. That's what we need. They got us on the front lines like we the help. They don't have no other positions for us but to be collateral damage. So rather than be reactive, we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared. You know, you have to venture abroad to the Czech Republic and Russia to get hardware. And you need a black rep inside the ATF who will sign off on the FFL to have the hardware in the US. You think so? You think it's that serious? I could supply the land and training grounds and NC for a private security group. You mean to tell me with all of the black men that got their fucking heads blown off fighting these wars in America, right? With all of the goddamn grandfathers that went to the fucking war, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? With all of the people that went to Vietnam in the Korean War, World War II. I remember being a little jit. Everybody was a fucking veteran. You know what I mean? I seen more medals on, you know what I mean? All these niggas had suits in the closet. So you mean to tell me with all of that sacrifice that you do, you niggas can't secure some fucking arms in America? Come on, man. Shit is sad, bro. I don't even want to have this conversation no more. I'm going to get triggered. There you have it. Salute to you, King. Salute to you, King. But is that what we're saying? That is that bleak? That black soldiers couldn't even form a PAC behind the borders of America without being stopped? Because you have the right to train anywhere that you want. I don't want to do anything in a clandestine type of way, because fuck that. You know? Fuck that. You don't got to be clandestine when they put your ass on some G.I. Joe shit and they put you on the front line. You don't got to be clandestine too. So to train our people and to get our people on some private, keyword private citizens, get your paperwork and your status corrected. Because if you can't do that, then you might as well just start sharecropping, because you're not even like, if you can't do that, nigga, you just a vassal of the state. You feel me? I don't like to have this disempowering conversations like, damn. Yeah, definitely setting up overseas and in South America, like I said, in places like that. But shit, my mentality is we shouldn't be hiding in 2023. If we form a group of army, if we raise an army up and whatnot, and we form a group of a private military corporation, I just, I'm not saying to be boastful. I think that one of the biggest mistakes that was made is when our hand was shown like that on camera and people did not have all of their shit together, right? So don't be, like Noble Drew Ali said, don't be arrogant, don't be prideful, don't be boastful. But god damn it, our people got to come together for some type of collective purpose. It's late in the game, and we still on the bench. We still on the bench. And this right here is a level, this is survival at this point. This is insurance at this point. You know what I mean? These PMCs, you know, they could get funded by athletes. You feel me? By some of these musicians and whatnot, private investors. Okay? And they can protect our people. We need to be more militant. We're not militant enough. Yes, gold talks more than cash. That's why if you want to get anything popping, you got to get over to Africa, and you got to move these Wagner niggas out the way. You got to move the Wagner dudes out the way. You feel me? So keep in mind. Now, that's why I'm exposing you to the Wagner Group, and you know, it's a catch-22 with Africa now, because like I said, if they talk about sending African troops anywhere, you got to remember those African troops by proxy could be Wagner now, right? Because Wagner is Africa, okay? Even though it's Russian military, they're so entrenched on the continent that the Africans is riding with them. So anything coming out of the Central African Republic, anything coming out of Mali, anything coming out of the Sudan, that's all Russia. That's the Wagner Group, okay? And they'll have the Africans as the face card, but that's really them. And wherever they go, they're going for oil, they're going for diamonds, and they're going for gold. That's what Mother Russia wants, and they're going for gas. You understand? So they'll come and fight, but how you going to pay them? They don't want cash. They want equity. You feel me? They want equity. Rightfully so. I don't want no damn cash. You could keep your cash. I want a gold mine. If I do anything in Africa, for anybody in Africa, I want them resources. We could talk about anything else. I want the real fucking payment. If I'm going to put my life on the line, the payment is going to be the resources. Okay? And they got the machines and everything that can extract what is needed, but we need resources. We don't have soldiers because they not military. Even the niggas that came from the military, respectfully, where are y'all at other than Call of Duty Live? Where are y'all at? Why are y'all not? Why is there not more military-minded Negroes in America? I'm wondering. Y'all not loud enough for us. It's not loud. I don't hear them. I don't hear them. The chatter of the gangs and the chatter of the knuckle draggers is so loud. I don't see them, and I don't hear them like that. So they had a summit. Yeah. They just had an Afro-Russian summit, right? Africa and Russia are making it official, right? More so than China. China's already doing what they do and whatnot, but you're beginning to see a relationship brewing of Africa, right? They're waving the Russian flag all over Africa, heavy. Right? So here's an article. Russia's footprint grows in Africa as France leaves Burkina Faso. Okay? The former colonial power's withdrawal leaves a vacuum that the mercenary Wagner Group is eager to fill. Right? How Moscow chased France out of Africa. Paris is pulling back under pressure from Russian disinformation and Wagner Group mercenaries. Okay? So they are cooping the whole goddamn continent, y'all. They cooping it, right? But this is like Destro. This is like Cobra Commander and these niggas freeing Africa, right? From another colon, another corporation, or what we would call a lesser evil, right? This is Cobra Commander, Destro, and the Baroness. That's what the Wagner Group is. Straight up a criminal organization, mercenaries, right? Who are state sponsored by Russia, right? So France left Mali, they left the Central African Republic. They're getting ran out of Africa. Meanwhile, while Africans is in France burning that bitch down. Talk about karma, right? Talk about karma. Talk about karma. These are colonizers. Don't cry for France because, y'all like to go to Paris and whatnot. These are some very wicked people who play very meek, and they play very meek in the eyes of the unwitting and the unknowing. Okay? So Ghana Parliament unanimously passes extreme anti-gay bill, right? Extreme anti-gay bill. So the politics on the continent, because we're dealing with, Ghana is a Christian nation, right? We're dealing with these Christian nations and these Islamic nations and things of that nature. They're pushing back against Rome. They're pushing back against the shit that Obama tried to push on them. They're pushing back against the shit that Biden and Kamala the cat is trying to push on them. They're pushing back against all of that. That Trump wasn't talking like this. You feel me? Trump was not, he was saying dumb shit, but he wasn't talking like this. He wasn't going across the world pushing Rome's agenda. So Africa's like, fuck that. I had enough. We're not going with that. We're passing anti-legislation to where you niggas will get life for going down the Hershey Highway. How about that? Brittany Griner. Now the Brittany Griner shit makes sense why they was holding her down so much in Russia, because they not with the boogery. And the minute they heard her name, the minute she said something, the minute she opened her mouth, because Brittany Griner, she sound like DMX, sound like she swallowed a frog. They was like, nah, fuck that, burn her. You know what I mean? Put her in a fucking gala, in a dungeon. She coming over here spreading that, you know what I mean? She over here hunching and shit. Nah, lock her up. They not with that. So Russia is Greek Orthodox. I mean, Russia is they with the Greek Orthodox Church. Okay? And the Greek Orthodox Church is different than the Roman Catholic Church. They broke apart. They don't fuck with them. And across Europe and whatnot, when you bring up Rome and across around the world outside of America, when you bring up Rome, motherfuckers know what that means. They don't rock with Rome like that. So let's listen to this.
Medical procedure to change someone's gender, as well as all gender-affirming services in Russia. The act was unanimously voted by both houses of parliament. It would declare invalid all marriages where one person changed their gender and bars any trans person from adopting kids in order to protect the country's traditional values. But what do you think? People in the Western world are melting down and trying to cancel President Vladimir Putin after he officially signs an anti-LGBTQ law that would ban people from any medical procedure to change someone's gender, as well as all gender-affirming services in Russia. The act was unanimously voted by both houses of parliament. It would declare invalid all marriages where one person changed their gender and bars any trans person from adopting kids in order to protect the country's traditional values. But what do you think?
I'm an island boy. Pause. You know them niggas is gay, right? They came out today and talk about man. But listen, because there's people that watch this.
Who is the creator
of the alternative lifestyle, right? And once again, and I hate to do this. I even hate the fact that I have to do shit like this, right? But when I'm talking about Babylon, I'm not talking to y'all. Once again, I be telling people who look like us, who subscribe to that channel and whatnot, don't get in front of the chopper whopper. You know what I mean? Because when I come in this bitch and I spray the fucking when we spray the party and whatnot, why y'all always in front of the shots? Y'all are sacrificial lambs. Y'all always want to get the first shots and whatnot. These shots are not for you. This is not personal. You know what I'm talking about? We're coming at we want to hit the head of the snake. You niggas are just the tail. You know what I'm talking about? You're not old Fontaine. You're not the old nigga in the lab and whatnot making this shit happen. And if anything, you're old Fontaine. You're just the old nigga in the lab that they hired to make this shit dysfunctional. We want to get your boss. We're coming at Rome. Our beef was with Babylon. You know what I'm talking about? That's who we talking to, not you personally. So don't take it personal. We trying to break the spell. We trying to destroy the Death Star because maybe your ass will wake up one day and be like, hey, what was happening? I was on some old who cloned Tyrone type shit. So I hate that it had to be you. You know what I mean? And I hate that you had to take it personal when you hear us talking spicy about the conditions of the world and whatnot and what other people are doing. Because I'm just showing you not to go to Russia, nigga. You thought it was sweet. You know what I mean? You might have was planning a vacation to Uganda. You know what I'm saying? But you probably wanted to go see Swanky and them niggas in Africa, and I'm letting you know it's a setup. Don't do it. You wanted to go to watch Burna Boy wearing that Barbie outfit, my nigga. Don't do it in Africa. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna do that, just wait till he comes to San Francisco. Don't go to fucking Nigeria with your fucking pumps and your you know what I mean, and your all pink on. You know what I mean? Going to see Burna Boy, because niggas might burn you. Because on the continent, they pushing back against that, respectfully. And my thing is this, you know, in the spirit of balance, there's nothing that we can do to America. America, if you turn around, you might turn into salt. This shit is, lot of these niggas is in America. Lot and all of these niggas live in America. This is Sodom, right? So you mean to tell me you want the whole world to be like this? No, you need a balance, because 10 years from now, we're going to have to do an assessment, and we have to say, okay, now let's go and do an assessment on Mother Russia. Let's do an assessment on Burkina Faso, you know what I mean? And the Uganda. Let's go and test all of their people, and let's see about the birth rate. Let's see about the health conditions. I just want to put everything on the table so we could weigh it out scientifically. By then they'll have Chat GPT 44. You know what I'm talking about? And we'll be able to crunch the numbers like this. You know what I mean? So this is a Petri dish. This is an experiment. This is the great experiment in America. This is the Roman, this is the great Babylonian experiment that we're in. And I'm here to say, based off of my analysis, Rome is falling. And the telltale signs of a civilization is falling is everything that y'all niggas are co-signing. You didn't read your Bibles and whatnot, nor your history books. This has happened before, but there's been floods and earthquakes, fires and brimstones. Why? Because you niggas had to get resetted. You know what I'm talking about? It wasn't because you was all righteous either. So on one page of the fucking Bible, the unrighteous and the uncouth and the wickedness was out there grabbing ankles and touching toes. But in 2023, you want to remix the shit that we all grew up reading and whatnot, where they were telling us that's the end of civilization. But y'all niggas want to go parading through the streets, waving your flags and whatnot, acting like this is the beginning of a civilization. And I'm here to let you know, no, it's the telltale signs of the falling of a generation. I'm just repeating the shit that I read, right? And the 8,000 books that I read, that's the same story over and over and over and over again. When a civilization becomes so upside down that, you know, men are chasing men, right? And there's negative birth rates and shit is upside down in what they call bizarro world, that means that civilization is going to fall. So welcome to the fall. Kali Yuga, right? That's what they call it. That's where we find ourselves, unfortunately, right? And once again, nothing personal. Nothing personal whatsoever. I got big love in my heart for a lot of things. You know what I'm talking about? But I will not lie to my audience about what the fuck is going on around the world and the things that I see. You could tell me what you see, but I'm going to tell you what I see. And I'm going to back it up with facts and whatnot. So it's not something, it's not how I feel. Fuck how I feel. My feelings don't have nothing to do with this. None whatsoever. It's not a feeling thing. You know what I mean? Pride comes before the fall, y'all. Keep that in mind. Thank you, Christopher. The pride comes before the fall. So you keep being proud, niggas. When in Rome, do like who? Because this ain't Carthaginian. This is not Carthaginian-like. QBS Intel, I'm going to leave you my email. Highly suggest you holler at your boy. And we can have these conversations via Skype. You know what I'm talking about? Or WhatsApp. You know? Because I'm not hiding. I'm not whispering, my niggas. There's nothing to whisper about. I'm not gonna hide because I have nothing to hide for, because I'm only speaking about the survival of my people. And if that's a problem with somebody, then they know what they could do with themselves. You feel me? Because people will get all spooky and shit. No, Red, don't be talking like that on the internet. Nigga, talk to yourself. Don't project your fear on me. I'm good with this. You know what I'm talking about? I'm good. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Go talk to Sexy Red and them niggas. Go talk to Sexy Red and them niggas. You know? Go talk to the gangbangers. Go talk to the trap rappers. Go talk to the drill rappers. They doing something wrong. They lining themselves up. I'm just speaking what needs to be spoken. Our people should read the writing on the wall. Since we so damn copycat anyway, why don't you copy what the Wagner Group is doing? You feel me? Why don't you copy that? It's going to be more lucrative than the shit that we doing any damn way. Why don't we copy that? There goes the email, the mark125@gmail. You can hit me up if you're serious about it. If you're not a bot, and if you're real, then hit me up. You know? Well, email me again. You feel me? Yeah, Uganda is not playing. In the spirit of my guy, Idi Amin. You know? Idi Amin. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. And, you know, shit. It is what it is. You know? Give me 1 minute. And I'm not even gonna do this to make fun of nobody, but I was just scrolling through the internet and I was like, this is the hottest girl in rap right now, right? And you know, we gotta love our hair. I'm you know, I rock my natural hair. You see me, I grew my shit out, right? I took the chemicals out. You know what I'm saying? I stopped doing the you know, I stopped putting pieces in my hair and shit. Like, I just let my shit grow out. My edges came back and everything. You know, I'm talking about my hair healthy. So then I'm like, damn, you know, we getting money and shit. You know what I'm saying? We should take care of our hair. So this Sexy Red, right? And she wants to sell her red wig on eBay. This is her signature red wig. So anybody that's ready to buy one,
I'm ready.
Because you don't even need to hear it. You just need to see it. You know what I mean? Look at our beautiful sister with that natural hair. You understand? Look how natural hair. Yeah, cut that wig out. You know what I'm saying? For my collectors out there, for my connoisseurs, hip hop is its 50th year, right? You could put this in the museum and whatnot. This could go in the hip hop museum. By the
You
way,
want to buy this?
my niggas, by the way,
I'm selling it on eBay.
for all of my collectors out there
It's
who got the
purple,
bag
pink,
and
and red.
whatnot,
Got
buy the
little
wig.
hints
I
of
know you made a
wine.
few dollars off that fight the other
That's
night.
okay.
Yes, buy her
Come
wig
shop.
from her. You dig? These rappers is out here being generous. You know what I'm saying? We should know generosity when we see it. You dig? We should know generosity when we see it. That sister is allowing some of us to come up. You know what I'm talking about? He said Drake snatching up everything. You know what I'm talking about? He bought Tupac ring. He's buying hair weaves and whatnot for all my hair weave killers and whatnot. You know how when you come in somebody's house and they used to have deers on the wall and like lion heads and shit? If you come into my crib, I'm gonna have sexy red wig on the fucking wall, nigga. You feel me? I'm gonna put. Oh shit, man! Y'all be making anybody famous. I see. You feel me? Niggas make anybody famous. And also in Ratchet News, you know what I'm saying? How about we do a segment on Melanin Mondays? Would it be for Melanin Monday or Third Eye Thursday? What's better for the Ratchet News segment? Third Eye Thursdays, because or Melanin Monday. I think Melanin is better for the Ratchet News and whatnot. The melanin is better. This is not a third eye thing. This is more of a melanin thing. You know what I mean? Because melanin gets ratchet if you don't know. You know what I mean? But I do think we need a ratchet news segment because there'd be a lot of shit going on that we should share with our people. But for Ratchet News Monday, coming from the streets of Niggerville, I don't know where this is at, but we do have the King Kong of consciousness and everybody's favorite squirter, Sukiana the GOAT. All right, clocking in with 2.1 million followers and whatnot. And who said the dreams don't come true, right? This is from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You know what I'm talking about? And we have her meeting her, this is her wish come true. She said she wanted to meet Dr. Umar. She has a thing for the King Kong of consciousness and whatnot. She even put a pledge out there that Dr. Umar is the only one that will be able to sit her down and make her sell her wig on eBay. And then she would probably do the big chop, right? Read a few books and come back in the community doing tarot card readings and whatnot and amass a large following of sisters who basically could hear her, they could understand where she's coming from. You know what I mean? And they will tap in with her. Because I've seen it happen before. So we're not going to act holier than thou because, it's a lot of ex-goddesses that turn goddesses. We know this. And we're not going to judge, right? It takes one to know one. I used to be a thought. So yeah, here she goes. You know what I'm saying? Telling Dr. Umar, I got your donation, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like what we finna do. But yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing in the world of ratchetness. You know what I'm saying? The ratchet gods are smiling right now. But think about it. And they just showed them talking. Like let's not jump to conclusions. I don't know what's going on in their private life and whatnot, but to meet up with a sister, it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm talking about? There was nothing provocative taking place. He just met up with the sister. There's no, the conscious police is coming out right now like, oh my goodness, not Umar. What? It's relax. He's gonna get with you soon. You're good. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying. Once again, my nigga's not allowed to flex his muscles. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't allowed to swing around in the neighborhood like Spider-Man. It ain't like the man is married, but I didn't see the queen of consciousness. So my niggas, he be everywhere too. So he ain't allowed to swing through a few hoods, my niggas. Huh? Okay then. All right now. So when I think about it, that's a good thing because, I didn't know that sister had a headlock, right, on young women the way that I overestimated her. I thought she was a local joker and whatnot. Nah, that bitch got motion. She got a headlock on those 40-year-old grandmothers out there. She got a headlock on these TikTokers. She outside. You know what I mean? She got a headlock on them. So anything that, or anybody who could come along, right? Because remember, I always talk about master nodes, right? I always talk about master nodes. Okay. So she's a master node, meaning that from her spawns Sexy Red. From her, like from Cardi B, spawns whole culture, right? Even though Nicki Minaj and them initiated it, but we know the rise of Cardi B is the rise of whole culture in its newest iteration. And then from her, it's almost is the Meg Thee Stallions. It's we're talking nodes. If you understand computer language, if you understand what a node is, right? Cardi is a node. So she's the head of a snake, meaning going back to the conversation I was having earlier about identifying the head of the snake. Stop fucking with the tail. The tail, you're not going to get no results off the tail. So him talking to or trying to raise up the frequency of a woman who has no influence, that's a waste of time. A regular stripper? No, you get the head stripper and then you flip her, right? You straighten her up. You get her on her dean and whatnot. And then she will influence others. Black China is a master node. Black China is a master node. She flipped mad women just by being who she is. Kim Kardashian is the master node. Did you see what Stephen J. Smith said about her? He tweeted that he asked a question. He said, is Kim Kardashian a prostitute and is her mother a pimp? I was like, damn, you talking spicy. She must have turned you down or something. She must have unfollowed you or something. You in your feelings. For you to say some shit like that, I never heard Stephen J. Smith really come out. She's not in sports. She's not in sports. So he was kind of outside of his boundaries with that. But he threw that out there. But Kim Kardashian, right? If we pay attention, she's a master node because she was the one that millions of women was following. It was her blueprint with the body work and everything, and hoeing to become famous and whatnot. It's her. She, not to say that Pamela Anderson and some of them, Madonna and all of them precede her, but she, in particular, her family by proxy, right, are master nodes to this quote unquote Barbie spell that a lot of these women, unfortunately, have been swept up in. You see the fucking Barbie craziness going on? You know what I mean? That's just not my type of tea. You know what I mean? But how y'all feel about that, women who saw Barbie? Because I'm not here to judge and whatnot. Yeah, I have a lot of shit to say about everything else. Let's talk about that Barbie bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Let's talk about that Barbie bullshit and the fact that, y'all showing your hands about how deep that spell is. Y'all showing your hands. I'm looking on social media. I'm fucking disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm like, damn, we ain't grow up. You niggas is fucking chasing a fucking plastic doll like that. I mean, I understand with your childhood and everything, but goddamn it. Nigga. Barbie though? I guess. I mean, shit. I underestimated the thickness of the spell. I thought the movie was gonna flop. That shit, the biggest shit, even with the strike going on. Y'all made that shit #1. Y'all made that's a whole fucking feminist movie. Y'all made that shit go #1, and it's still #1. And I don't see nobody talking down on. I don't see no black woman fire bunning that. I don't see no black woman decoding that. I don't see no black woman throwing that shit under the bus. I don't see no black woman with the Barbie with the X on it. I don't see it. They just be quiet. They let the fuck shit go on and they don't say nothing. But they always in men's business. Always got something to say about what we doing. But when they people is out of order, y'all crickets. When the fuckery is going on, when the spell is being casted, it's almost like y'all in a stupor. All of that Barbie shit. That's a spell. They got women blue black putting on fucking platinum blonde wigs trying to act like they plastic dolls. That shit corny to me. Yeah, I know you did catch some of that Mattel stock. That shit going up. That shit going up. That shit going up. Nobody got nothing to say about that shit though. No, none of these goddesses. They not striking it down at all. I'm Goddess Barbie. I'm Goddess Barbie. But Travis Scott came out, oh, he's a devil worshiper. Oh. And all kind of other shit. Everybody always sticking their nose in that. But what about Barbie though? What about that's the biggest spell right there. That got y'all feeling like y'all plastic. That's some fake shit. Man, shit corny, bro. Shit corny. Shit very one-sided. You feel me? Shit very one-sided, bro. Very one-sided. You know? You feel and you wonder why people be so frustrated in this reality. Shit very one-sided. And you would think that you got allies. You would think that you got shooters and whatnot. You would think that somebody gonna pull up and spray the fucking, you know what I mean? Spray the truth. Cause I don't have, me as a man, I could only say but so much. I could only say but so much. You know? But I'm watching it and I'm disgusted. Not in what Barbie's doing, because Barbie gonna do what Barbie gonna do. I don't got a problem with Barbie. Fuck Barbie. I got a problem with the fact that our women, especially ones who I thought knew better, is running behind that bullshit. Fuck a black Barbie. We don't need nothing Barbie anything. Build your own shit. What about that? What about branding your own? What about starting your own fucking Barbies, your own brand, but don't call it a Barbie? How is it so hard to make a goddamn doll in 2023? It's a fucking mold and whatnot. You can't make a doll. You can't create a doll and give her a whole nother storyline. You don't want to be competition to Barbie? Yeah, she treated Ken like a little biatch. I read the review. I was appalled. I was like, they falling for that? But I had said it on the phone. I had said it earlier when I said it weeks before Barbie came out. When I was like, yo, Nicki Minaj already saved the fucking movie before it came out. Because I can't get that song out my head. I'm bad like a Barbie. She casted a big spell with that one, her and Ice Spice or Isis Spice. They knew what they was doing by tapping the so is she my $1 million question is what the fuck do they give Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice? Because they the ones that sold the movie. They the ones that sold that movie. Black women, they put the whole, not even black women, because they pass black women. It's not even a black woman thing. It's a woman thing. They put the whole world on notice when they dropped that song. Come on, play devil's advocate. You never been into Barbie, but it's like Marvel to the gods. Not really. You know, Marvel has people cosplaying You feel me? Marvel will have people cosplaying. You know, niggas grew up with the X-Men. We grew up with Fantastic Four. Our shit got substance. You understand? First and foremost. We grew up with Spider-Man. Yeah, it's called comic books, right? And they had toys and whatnot, but we wasn't really that much into the toys, more so into the comics. You understand? And it was a whole universe of a diversity. Marvel is about science. If you don't know, Marvel is about the multiverse. It's about science. It's about genetics. It's about metaphysics. So yeah, we was into some shit that was teaching us. I learned from reading Marvel comics. What did you learn playing with your Barbie dolls by taking her fucking head off and whatnot? What did you learn? I would love to know, because you want to play the advocate, so let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, G.I. Joes, I probably would say, would be equivalent to the Barbie dolls. The G.I. Joe niggas was going crazy for that. And G.I. Joe pushed the same thing that I was telling y'all a few minutes ago, private military corporations. You didn't have to see the movie Copper Moon. You played with the doll. Because it's not even about the movie. The movie is just showing the effects of the dolls and the programming of the dolls. You know what I'm talking about? It's not even the movie. They ran out to see the movie because they still have the programming of the doll via Nicki Minaj and the whole plastic movement, via City Girls, via Nicki Minaj, via every single woman with a BBL. That's fucking Barbie. You understand? That's plastic bodies. That's the whole plastic movement. Via Kim Kardashian, via reality shows that y'all been watching for decades and whatnot. All that's Barbie. These chick with these fake teeth, fake hair, fake boobs, fake ass, fake stomachs. That's all Barbie. They all plastic, right? Beauty standards, blonde wigs, right? Snuffleupagus eyelashes. All of that's Barbie programming. So if you played in that world, I would like to know, what has it done? What did you learn, right? What was your breakthroughs that you could teach your children? What's breakthroughs that you could uplift all of humanity with the shit that you learned from Barbie? Because I could share with you my breakthroughs from what G.I. Joe taught me. I could share with you the breakthroughs from Voltron. I could share the breakthroughs from the X-Men. I could share the breakthroughs from Batman and Superman. Let's go. Because all of that shit was high-level science. You feel me? The Transformers, right? Transvestites and all of that's Barbie. So it's like all of the teachings and all of the lectures and all of the time that y'all spent and all of the money that you invested, all of that shit for what? If you running behind Barbie, you taking pictures at the Barbie premiere. The fuck is that about? You still underneath the spell. The whole purpose of this community and the information is really to break the spell, or because you can't undo what you've already done. Like, we played with these toys, we drank the liquor, you know what I mean? We've drinking the Kool-Aid, we've eaten the pork, we ate the beef, pause, you know what I mean? We did all of these things. What the information helps to do is to transmute the energy that these things have on us. What the information helps us to do is say, I need to detox, because now that I'm in touch with the information, I got to clean myself out. I got to read, you know what I mean? And then put some new stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, you know what I mean? You want to cleanse your mind. You want to clean your mind. You want to clean your subconsciousness. You want to get into the meditations. You want to deal with your trauma. You want to go back in time, right? And try to fix things. So nobody is judging anybody for how they came up, because we all, a bunch of us came up the same way. It's really about how we walk and talk these days with the information that we picked up and whatnot. You feel me? So if you didn't see the movie, I'm really speaking to somebody who's seen them. I want to talk to somebody who went all in, who had the doll, who went to see the movie, who wore the motherfucking Barbie outfit, who got the Barbie wig and whatnot. You feel me? I want to talk to the Barbie girls. Where's Ice Spice at? I want to talk to the Barbies. No judgment whatsoever. I just want to know, what did you learn? You know what I mean? Because I know that they was teaching women in this movie a new upgrade on that feminism thing. It was a very glossy, colorful take on feminism. You feel me? And I asked my daughter, and she saw it. You feel me? Her grandmama took her, and I don't have a problem with that, because she gonna do what she gonna do, right? But I want to know from grown women, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-olds, what did you learn? What did you get into? She said she didn't like the movie when I asked her about it. She said it was corny. You know? But that's what we learned from our comic books and some of our cartoons. You know? That's what we learned. So even when it goes all the way down to starting a private military army, I'm thinking G.I. Joe. You know? I'm thinking Duke and Hawk and all of them. I'm like, yeah, we need to get on our G.I. Joe, Stormtrooper, Star Wars. You feel me? We need to destroy the Death Star. So I'm looking at the things that we're doing in these modern day times. Shit, they about to reveal the aliens to niggas, right? So Secret Wars, you know what I mean? The Krolls and everything, the scrolls and all of that. Yeah, them comic books prepared me for when I had an alien invasion. I didn't lose my fucking mind and whatnot, because I was already used to it, because I was all deep into the video games. I was all deep into the comics. I was all deep into all of that. So my mind was already somewhat programmed to accept the fact that there's intelligent life other than humans. You know? If you want a natural woman, you got to get through Pastor Jennings' church, and he ain't playing. Who's Pastor Jennings? I don't know who that is. Who's Pastor Jennings? Y'all throwing new names at me. Stephen A is trying to branch away from sports media. Apple is about to buy ESPN. Stephen A needs to sit his ass right where he's at, because I don't think that he would fare better in any other niche other than what he's known for, and that's the sports. Stick with sports, because his opinion in social affairs and other things, he's never really hit that shit on the nose for me to be like, yeah, I want to hear Stephen A. Smith outside of him talking about sports. You know? And Copper Moon, it's all love, right? You know that we conversating, and I'm just very passionate and adamant about, my discourse. But I was shocked. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I was shocked at what I saw, because I was betting on that shit flopping. I'm like, that shit gonna flop. Our people is way past that. They even if they woke, even these woke people, they not on that no more. And they sat my ass down and was like, nah, we on that. Fuck is you talking about? Wake up out of your fantasy, nigga. We on that. We on that. We doing that. You know what I'm talking about? We doing Barbie, nigga. Sit down. You know what I mean? And I sat down. You feel me? I'm sitting down. Pastor Geno Jennings. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I ain't into it. Y'all into that world. I don't know about that. You know? He's out of Philly. I'm going to tap in with him respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I'll tap in with him. He's the Christian Farrakhan. Wow, that's what's up. Okay. That's what's up. Shout out to him. He's Stephen A with a theology degree. Oh, he be cooking people, I see. He be cooking them, huh? That's what's up. That's what's up. You was sleeping on a Latino. Oh no. Oh man. Huge market. Humongous market. Oh, he be battling Muslims. Ooh wee. Okay. Okay. Let me tap in with the bro. Let me see what he talking about. You know what I mean? I'm sure Blue Pill knows about him. I'm gonna tap in with him and see what's up with the bro and whatnot. Shout out to Philly. You know what I mean? Shout out to Philly. I tapped into some of the Gilly Fest, you know, over the weekend. You know, it's pure niggatry, but hey, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They need to eat too, right? They need to eat too. So yeah, shout out to them. You dig? Shout out to them. You dig? But yeah, we about to wind it down. If there's any questions from anybody in the building, please feel free to ask them. Shout out to all of my Patreons. Y'all was in the building last night. The good brother Chicago Crypto did his thing. We got a class coming up with Ra Aku on Wednesdays. All right, for anybody that's out there that want to tap into high level information about the cosmophysics, if you want to stop playing with this regular ass astrology and level that shit up and get into some high level shit, then you want this 4-week class. All right, Ra Aku does not play. You think I'm heavy handed? Yeah, he don't play, but he's like that teacher in college that's very strict about his shit, but you're gonna learn what you need to learn. You feel me? He's gonna make sure that you're gonna walk out of there knowing what you need to know. And to know cosmophysics is not only to know yourself, but you'll have the ability to know everything around you, the people around you. You'll be able to read people and you'll be able to, you'll be able to take that as a skill set and, do what thou will anywhere that you are in the world, because everybody has a birthday, right? And then we got Solid Gold Sundays with our good brother Chicago Crypto Block Bully, and this is a very interesting 4 weeks because this 4 weeks we're going to be doing some hands-on stuff dealing with a hedge fund, all right, called Know the Hedge. You feel me? So it's real-time activity to whereas we're making our money, we're getting everything prepared for the bull market because this shit is exploding right before your very eyes, and it's going to continue to blow up, and we're going to be ready for it when it blows up so we could get to our coins. Yes, this is a train membership. It's definitely worth it. You're going to get fed because I've been looking around other Patreons in the Patreon universe, and they not feeding they people the way that we feeding our people. So we giving them big feed, big quote unquote, big plates. The email for the hedge fund. Here's my printouts. All right, Antonio. Here's the printouts. I got everybody who emailed me. So you in that email as well. I got you. I'll get back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take care of everybody, and we're gonna sign y'all up to the hedge. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see us win. You know what I mean? I don't ever want nobody to be tripped up about my delivery, about what I say and how I say it and why I say it. I'm ultimately saying what I'm saying. I'm ultimately doing what I'm doing. And I'm ultimately setting things up and bringing people on this platform, on this channel, and in my network so our people could win by any means necessary. And that's it. There's no other options. At the end of the day, we have no other options, and we cannot waste time. You see how fast time, where the hell did July go? I just asked my dad this today and was like, Dad, what the fuck happened to July? He said it folded over into August. What happened to this month, y'all? This is not, this is going, it's accelerating. July went faster than June. You know? July went faster than June, bro. So time is moving fast. So we got to move with it. You know what I mean? We got to move with it. You feel me? It ain't waiting for no man. So with that being said, I'm about to sign out. Yes, the Lionsgate is coming. I'm about to sign out. We will be back. All right. Third Eye Thursdays. Then we got Sauce God on Friday, Sauce God and Perk 30 with the music review, right? Uplift and Heal. Okay. We just had a powerful episode that we just went over. The brothers were going over Free Soul, the album by the artist by the name of Free Soul. Fire. Who heard Utopia? Yeah, the quantum is quantuming. The quantum is quantuming. You know what I'm saying? Like we had came and talked about the quantum quickening. Yeah, it's quickening. It's up there and it's stuck. You feel me? It is what it is, and we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be all right. We all got work to do, so let's do that work. You feel me? But it's definitely quantuming. Quantum quickening is definitely here beyond any reasonable doubt. You feel me? Who heard the Utopia album? Yeah, I like Free Soul too. Free Soul is like the conscious, what's his name? Travis. You know what I'm talking about? The vibes are very dark. It's really Jesus too. It sounds like Kanye, it sounds like Yeezus. It sounds like Yeezus. But when you say dark, what the fuck do you mean by that? You know what I mean? Is it a dark synth, a dark sound? Because I don't hear it's not. When you say dark, I'm wondering what do you mean by that? It's an album that I gotta hear a few times, but vocally, I mean sonically, it's very layered. If you understand what that means, it's very layered, the sound. But the sound is so crazy that you gotta hear that shit and like the car turned all the way up. You feel me? Yeah, you gotta hear it in the car turned all the way up, or you gotta hear it from the club. It's one of because remember they make stadium music, right? They make stadium music, so it's not really something that you can hear from your phone and get the full complexities of it. You gotta hear that shit with some good acoustics, but it's knocking. The sound is kind of knocking. I just gotta live with it to really, give you some feedback on it. No, it sounds very Yeezus like. I don't know, Stan. You might have to give it a listen. That's the most closest Yeezus album that I've ever. Remember, he's the closest to Yeezus from a production side than there any artist on this planet. He's really young, he's really young, young Yeezy. You know how they got young Jeezy? He's young Yeezy, bro. They was gonna knock the fucking capstone off the pyramid with them sounds. If they would have let him perform, he was gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? With them sounds, you know what I'm saying? But the beat switches, you know what I mean? The beat switches, the production, the ad libs, all that shit is superb. You know what I mean? And for you niggas to be acting scary like, oh, he's a devil worship. I never met a group of more scarier people in my fucking life. How y'all gonna be so scared and y'all say that y'all God? It befuddles me. You know what I mean? It befuddles me. Let's go over this real quick before I get out of here. This is the old head vocabulary, cause I'm an old head. I'm unk. You know what I mean? I got the unk credit score, right? So these are some words that old heads such as myself be using and whatnot. The new generation, y'all might hear these words and be like, what the hell are they talking about? Bamboozled. You ever heard bamboozled and hoodwinked? You know what I mean? Of course you heard bamboozled because Spike Lee made the movie. But prior to that, people didn't know what the hell bamboozled mean. Oh, I'm flabbergasted. Anybody that comes out the South, you heard a lot of these terms and whatnot because these is old Southern terms. These are old Southern terms. I'm flabbergasted by the album, but I was a little discombobulated when I heard it, and I didn't hear Yeezy on it. I said, what is Travis up to with his shenanigans? You know what I'm saying? They out there in Egypt with that cattywampus and whatnot, lollygagging by the pyramids. Man, I'm glad that they canceled that concert. It was a bunch of malarkey and Garfunkel. Man, I wish I would pull up to that brouhaha with them nincompoops. I just said, fuck that. I'm going to get on the plane and skedaddle back to the States. You know how they say use the word in a sentence? Well, there you go. That's for my youngins. That's for Generation Z niggas. So you can understand what these words mean. Yeah, so yeah, you know what I mean? That's the vocabulary that we used to use when we was picking cotton. You know what I'm talking about? That's some of the vocabulary we was using when we was on the field and whatnot. Listen to this video.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. Our generation so fucked up. We losing too many people. Everybody dying. Everybody on fucking drugs. It's men and women on the internet arguing right now, talking about bad relationship advice. Smoking and drinking is the new.
Let me go back.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. Our generation so fucked up. We losing too many people. Everybody dying. Everybody on fucking drugs. It's men and women on the internet arguing right now, talking about bad relationship advice. Smoking and drinking is the new fun. Nowadays, people don't want to work. They'd rather be fucking lazy and have everything handed to them. And the people who do have jobs are being called broke by the people who don't have jobs. The rainbow flag mafia is getting more notarized than ever before. Being a slut and a hoe is the new norm. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're not a sex worker, I guess you lame now. People are more weird than ever before. If you don't do half the shit people do nowadays, you consider lame. You can't speak or stand up for yourself anymore. You can't have an opinion on things anymore. People are way sensitive than ever. And then on top of that, people rather socialize on the internet than rather socialize in person. What has this world come to? I ain't gonna lie, gang. Our generation so fucked up. We losing too many people. Everybody dying. Everybody on fucking drugs. It's men and women on the internet arguing right now, talking about bad relationship advice. Smoking and drinking is the new fun. Nowadays, people don't want to work. They'd rather be fucking lazy and have everything handed.
That's the youth talking. That ain't Red Pill. You know what I'm saying? That's the young God. He talking tough. You know what I mean? He's speaking that truth. He preaching. You know, even the youth are noticing something is wrong. And I say this in no way, shape, or form with no malice. But I've never seen so many young people dying. You know what I mean? Because we had it rough in the 90s. Young people were leaving, you know, and we didn't have social media. So it probably, we didn't see the impact like we see it now. But God damn it. This generation, the Y2K Osiris kids, right? And the ones that were born, you know, 95 and up. And the ones from 2000 and up. So if you was born in 2000, you 2023, you 23 now. Shit like that. Niggas from like 28 all the way down. Yeah, y'all. We gotta talk because the mortality, the mortality rate on that generation. You know what they say? The sins of the father affects the child. Well, I think that a lot of the fathers were sinning heavy in that day and time because the children are paying. I can't throw it on the children. This is some spiritual shit that got something to do with the parents. That's what spirit is telling me, right? Not just the way that they were raised up and whatnot, or rather what they were exposed to. It's almost like karma is attacking the children. Look how many of these celebrities are losing their children, bro. I never seen, even when we was coming up, it wasn't normal to see so many celebrities' children dying. They dying wholesale. I'm talking about left and right. Definitely post-nihilism, searching for meaning and whatnot. That video that I just showed is post-nihilism in a nutshell, right? That's nihilism in a nutshell. He's sharing he's sharing the fact that he's noticing the nihilistic ways of his generation. Generational sins passed down, right? Those are donations. Feel me? But then when you think about it, God damn it, with all of the abortions and stuff like that, like somebody is feeding them. What God, who's being fed off of that? You know what I mean? What altar is that feeding? Is it feeding the Moloch? Is it feeding the owl god? Is it feeding, you know what I mean? Like with all of the abortions, you would think that those gods, those demons are being fed and whatnot. But God damn it, they're taking grown people up out of here wholesale. Shit crazy. That's why I'm like, you niggas might as well join the PMC. You might as well join the private military corporation, because y'all the opposite of die hard. Y'all the opposite of die hard. Y'all die fast. You niggas have fruit fly lifespans. Real talk. They got niggas coming here with fruit fly lifespans. Yes, crack ever since. It feels like it. We need to do more purging. We need to do more cleansing. We need to do more atoning. We need to do more shadow work. We need to do a little more unloading and whatnot, because people are walking around, like I said, you can't put lipstick on a pig. People are walking around carrying wild heavy baggage and whatnot, and all type of entities from the fuckery that they were doing in the 80s and in the 90s and shit like that. And they think listening to YouTube and following people is going to absolve them of their iniquities, and they never did the work. They're not doing the community work. They're really tapping in to what other people are doing, and they're living vicariously through them. Damn, why Omar didn't get to school, man. That's what I'll be talking about, man. Shit. Nigga, why didn't you get to school? What are you talking about? And you so worried about what he doing, you ain't did nothing. You feel me? You took 10 years waiting for niggas. You didn't do nothing. You didn't build nothing. You didn't do your inner work. You didn't help raise up nobody. You didn't be a big brother, a big uncle. You didn't turn nobody in your hood into a god or a goddess. Come on, fam. You got to get on your jobs, because this shit is all personal. You're going to figure it out when it's too late. That, yeah, social media made it about everybody. It's almost like reality television where you're watching people. But this ain't what it's about. This is about you doing your own shit. This is just a bonus that you get to see people live, and you get to witness, you know, the evolution through YouTube and shit like that. But what about when it wasn't no damn YouTube and it wasn't no Facebook and none of that? People were still getting busy. We didn't need all of this shit to do the work. We didn't need none of this. We didn't need none of this. This is extra. This is extra. You feel me? And we've gotten caught up in fame. We've got caught up in the trappings of fame. People don't even want to be themselves like that. They want to be another person.
People who don't have.
Check this out. I did this clip with what's the brothers? 5G. Shout out to them. You feel me? I did a clip with them, and we was talking about fame.
Gods are at war for other gods' followers. Fame don't pay the bills. Fame is a drug. Fame is worse than a drug. Fame is anchored in jealousy, envy, hate. I'll make you famous. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody get 15 minutes of fame and whatnot, but it's an empty fucking promise. There's nothing inside of it. And they've been selling our people fame. Oh, I'm gonna sign you to a record deal. I'm gonna get you famous. Niggas are gonna see you. I'm gonna put you on a stage. I'm gonna give you a video. I'm gonna give you a budget, but you're gonna pay us back with interest. You bought into fame. That's why they say some people be like, I'd rather have the money and be nobody know my face.
Definitely better.
I could eat, I could travel, I could move into rooms and nobody is bothering me, right? People don't understand the power of having your face to yourself. Niggas be wanting to walk in other people's shoes, right? They're literally to the brink of suicide where they want to be somebody else. Want to walk in a nigga's shoes, not knowing what size those shoes are, or not knowing what the fuck is inside of that shoe.
It's a lot for what they're going for.
Fame is the currency that the devil has. Gods are at war for other gods' followers.
Yeah, fame, nigga. And I ain't talking about that shit with Leroy, the TV show. I'm talking about fame. That empty shit that everybody is chasing now because they got us in this social media world where you want followers. You would cross a nigga for his followers. You would kill somebody for his followers. You would throw dirt on a nigga name just because you want one of his weak ass followers. You feel me? Fame. I don't know if the majority of the people that are out here on YouTube doing this fake woke conscious shit would even be doing it if fame wasn't attached to it. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if they would be as committed as they are to go online every day and gossip and talk about people's dead children and shit like that. We are addicted to fame. We are addicted to fame. And fame breeds jealousy, hate, and envy. That's why niggas hate me. You know what I'm talking about? Because they perceive that there's some type of thing that I have that they don't have, and that's furthest from the fucking truth. You don't want my problems. You don't want my problem. You couldn't even handle my problems. You know what I'm talking about? You wouldn't last a day with my problems. You know what I mean? You don't want my issues. You don't want my enemies. You feel me? So they got people out here wishing that they were somebody else other than themselves. They got people out here bad wishing on people because they are perceiving them to be something that they don't even know what the fuck they looking at. You know what I mean? Fame. It's an addiction. They got people running around changing their face, their bodies and whatnot, dying on operation tables and whatnot for fame. Why you getting a BBL? That's part of fame. You want somebody to look at that ass and whatnot. You want more followers. You want to go viral and whatnot. You want to be lit. You know what I'm saying? Fame. I want to go viral. I want to go viral. Let's go viral. They knocking people out on camera. They lighting bums on fire. That's all fame. The Island Boys is kissing each other. That's all fame, right? The attention economy. Niggas is acting like clowns and whatnot so they could go viral. Fame. I want to live forever. Remember Leroy? Or what was the name on Fame? What was the moist nigga? The zesty dancer from Fame. You know what I mean? That's what they got us on right now. And it's a fucking shame. But it's an addiction. And it's hard to shake. It's hard to shake. Once you get drunk off of that one right there, you drunk forever. So it's hard to shake. Yeah, shout out to the ones with the Coke bottles without the surgery. You know? People just hating on you for your greatness because you shine a certain type of light. And they come from the dusty part of the universe and they can never glow like that. They don't have the shine. So they're gonna hate on you. You know what I mean? And the way that social media is set up, people can hate on you more intensely now. You dig? So it's crazy. Crazy, shit, crazy. You know what I mean? Fame. You gotta shake that. Gotta shake that, bro. It's not worth it. I'm here to let you know, believe you me, I'm not famous. I might be hood famous. I don't want to be famous though. How about that? It's nothing to fucking run for. Believe you me when I'm telling you. There's nothing to you don't want to worship that entity right there. Because you're gonna pay a price. And you think it's cute that your face card might be good when you're famous, but what about when your star begins to dwindle and whatnot? What about when your stocks begin to fucking not perform the same as they was performing when your face was good? What about if your face, if your name is in the dirt and whatnot, and now your face is hot and you can't go nowhere without? What if you are the nigga that got lumped up the other day, right, at the fight, and you got to walk around with your face looking like hamburger meat, and niggas is like, yo, what up, son? That nigga fucked you up. You know that, right? Damn! You got knocked the fuck out. It's all fun until the rabbit got the gun. It's all good. They gonna sell you that dream at the label and whatnot. They gonna sell you that dream in Hollywood. They gonna sell you that dream of social media. They gonna sell you that dream at the strip club. They gonna sell you that dream at the gang with the gang and everything. But you gonna pay the price because you sold everything for fame. You gave them your body and whatnot, which was the real prize. Ha! You gave them something sacred for something empty. You gave up the husk. You're doing 20 years right now. You gave up the husk to the Department of Corrections and whatnot for fame, right? Your ass is famous on a fucking tier now. You famous on a cell block. You lit. You like young. You a thugging these niggas. You with the whole 1017 Gucci Man label behind the wall. All you niggas is lit in the mess hall. Fame. And Andy Warhol predicted that everybody will have 15 minutes of fame, and that's social media. He was a prophet. Fame is a bad drug. It's worse than Fetty. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are addicted, I see. And you gotta shake that shit, because it's harder to shake than heroin is, or opiate. They got people committing suicide. You're not famous enough. Oh, I only got 1 like. I hate it here. All of that weak shit. You know what I mean? That pessimism and whatnot. That's a weakness. So they breaking people down and whatnot. And they having people affirm that they don't want to live and whatnot. I just saw another young person dead. What's it? I don't watch this show. Y'all be knowing these white people. I don't be knowing it. I don't know the new kids on the block like that. But he dead. You feel me? I don't know who this kid, 25, white boy, right? Who watches Euphoria? I know some of y'all do because y'all like looking at Zenaida or whatever her name is, right? He's dead. His name is Angus Cloud, like Angus beef, huh? His father recently died. And he was dealing with mental health issues. So now he's dead, right? And it just goes back to what I was saying a little while ago. What is going on with the younger generation? It's a little bit, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. This is a little, because I've been through multiple generations. And I don't recall seeing this in none of the generations that I went through. When we were younger, there was not rappers dying like that. Even though the ratio of rappers are higher today, right? Rappers were not dying, and they damn sure wasn't going to jail for heinous crimes the way that they going to jail. They was a few niggas getting locked up, but they was coming out here and there. You know what I mean? I remember when Slick Rick got locked up, that shit was like the whole rap game stopped for me. I remember when Scott LaRock got killed. He was the first rapper that got killed. And another rapper didn't die for years after that. And that shit had hip hop messed up. But it came a day and time we didn't think rappers could die because they have a level of invincibility to us. Real talk. We lived through AIDS, where the artists in Hollywood were some of the most weirdest people and whatnot. I know y'all heard about those parties. Actors and actresses did not die of AIDS. We had Rock Hudson, and that was it. And that was during the whole fucking a pandemic. We wasn't losing athletes. We wasn't losing actors and actresses to AIDS. They said that it was a deadly disease, but niggas wasn't dying like that. Nowadays, how many people died from C19? And then after that, how many people died from the Jabberwocky? And then before that, how many people died just haphazardly? Shit crazy. 200 rappers in the year 2020 met their demise. car accidents, overdoses, and gunshots. Man, you know? Yeah, okay, Arthur Ashe, Rock Hudson, Easy E, right? It was about five. It was about five. I'm not saying that nobody. It's about five. We are like 50 with these people these days. We about at 50. And I know that there's an older generation, so they're naturally gonna make transition, but we're not talking about that necessarily. We're talking about artists dying at 50 and 60. These are multimillionaires. They had the money for the medical care. If people that's living in abject poverty are living into the 90s, you got homeless people pushing 80 and whatnot. They should be getting old with us, like Sister Amina said. Correct. This is not normal. Y'all might think it's normal because we've been so conditioned to be in the side of a deaf culture, but this is not normal, y'all. I'm here to let you know. This is not normal. This is an abnormal type of situation. So my timeline be lit on a weekly basis to the point where I'm about to take a hiatus off of that shit because it's time to unplug. It's time to unplug. I got to get the fuck off the internet. You know what I mean? Because I need my sanity back. And I can achieve that by not paying attention to the craziness that's going on in the world because my world is good. You feel me? I got my babies. My world is decent in terms of mental health. I don't have tragedies all around me like that. I don't got those type of distractions. I don't have low energy around me. I only have to interface with that when I'm running around doing the research for y'all. You know what I'm talking about? When I'm going deep diving into the deepest, darkest cavern so I could pull up some information to feed the people. But I got to ask myself, what is it worth? Do they even respect that shit? Do they want it? Because they ain't showing up like they want that shit. So what am I doing? Because all of this shit is a trade-off. Yeah, I could pull some shit out of the darkest realms and I could go research. I could go down the dark web. But what's the trade-off? My sanity sometimes. Because when I start dreaming about shit, then I know I'm going a little too far in. You feel me? I woke up singing the Barbie song the other day. I was like, yes, I'm a little in too deep, nigga. I might have to unplug for a minute. You dig? I might have to unplug, nigga. The shit getting too is seeking through. It's seeking through. You know? So I talked enough. With that being said, I'm out of here. Love and light, you know what I mean? We'll get back up, you know what I'm talking about? Sign up to the Patreon, you know what I mean? We got a lot of interesting things going on over here.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yet up in the jungle. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yet up in the jungle. Coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand. Dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld. Popping the minter. Landed the turtles. I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall. Dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls. Watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crash and feather the feds. Moorish the fashion, horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4s, was blasting, mother the gassing, loving the passion.
Yo. Y'all didn't tell me that my mic wasn't on, B. See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all supposed to take care of Unc. Y'all didn't even tell me that my mic was on. It took me to stop the show, and then I listened, and I'm, wait a minute. Y'all didn't even tell me that the mic wasn't on. I'm out here talking this whole time, and the acoustics wasn't right. But that's on me. You know what I mean? I gotta be responsible. I'm gonna take that to the chin. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take that to the chin. The audio is very important. Remember that. I'm very big on the audio. I could give a fuck about the video sometimes. It's the audio that has to be clear. You know what I mean? It's the audio that has to be clear. I just figured out my mic wasn't even set up the right way, but we'll make up for that. You know what I mean? Love and light to y'all. We good though. All right. Peace. We out.
Smoking a gumbo, few blocks before green, yet up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the peace. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting,